So
you make me miss my Rhodesian.
You had one?
I did.
I love the
Her name was
breed.
Kaya. I know. I want to get another one. I got a
I might
tiny
breed her.
little... What's that?
I might be breeding her.
Really?
Yeah. You're not supposed to be in the ring.
She's like, oh.
All right, so,
Okay, so
Richard's been working with her
Yep.
in the long lines.
and this is the mom.
This is the mom.
Okay.
This is my firecracker.
Okay.
So she's
She's like, ta-da! She
Yeah.
like stands like Superwoman.
She came, I bought her as a yearling, year and a half old,
Okay.
but she was bred and raised at a show barn that did halter. And she actually went to Scottsdale, like big time Arabian horse show with the hardcore trainers. So
Pretty.
well, actually she got sold to me because she wasn't pretty enough. I got quite a steep discount on her
Crazy.
because her head's not nice enough, actually. Is the exact.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They really want it like chiseled in.
It's ridiculous now.
Yeah,
It's too
like
far.
Egyptian.
Yeah, no, she's.
I think you're pretty. She's like, I think I'm pretty too.
She knows it. She's like, I'm gorgeous.
I am
Screw you off. I don't have to work hard for this.
Actually, 'cause I'm pretty.
But yeah, so she's just. It's really hard for me to keep her focused inside the ring.
Okay.
Her initial, first year and a half was everything's gonna get you. It's all big and bad. Be scared of the world.
To look really pretty.
Yeah. So we battled that. Richard helped me get her very focused on me, but we were mostly in that ring. So now that we're in this ring again,
It's like a new world.
we're having to rework all that outside rein connection, rotate over the hips, get you just focused here, getting me in control of the shoulders,
Yep.
regardless of where your head and neck are, just stay with me.
Okay.
So that's kind of where we're at. She's never had, I've had her, she's 10 now. The most work she had was when she was pregnant and first dropped the baby. She probably got, a few months, probably about 6 months while she was pregnant, and then 2 months off, back to work with the baby on her side for probably another 5 or 6 months. Then I quit my job and started my own business. So she's never had more than about 6 months straight of let's train something. So she's completely physically capable of everything, but she's not strong enough to do anything yet. Like there's no muscle memory and no major. So she's been going since January.
Okay. And how long was she off before that?
Like I said, I'd hop on her here and there. I'd work her for, a couple times in a month, and then she'd get another month and a half of like, okay, I'll just lunge you. I forgot to lunge you this week. I'll lunge you next week. Yeah, so it just, very inconsistent, extremely inconsistent. But she's got lots of buttons and tweaks and things, and she's super capable. So I always get in trouble because I ask too much of her, and then she gets sore and tired and crabby, and yeah.
So don't do that.
We try not to. She's pretty strong at this point. We can handle quite a bit, but yeah. She's my firecracker.
What does kind of go normally with your regular... Oh, yeah. Got to get that sorted out. How many horses do you guys have here?
40-something stalls, 40-ish stalls.
What?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
There's 40 horses here?
Close to it, yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, right. Exactly. We got like 37 more to work tomorrow.
All right.
Oh, my God. There's a little trail ride. Oh, my God. That's the cutest thing. That just makes me so happy.
Good girl.
Oh, God. Those loving horses, I just love them.
I know. They're so happy. So the trick, I've been actually better at getting her on my left rein than my right outside rein. Lately, she's just been wanting to throw the nose out to the right and not realign. And I tend to be really, 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 really crooked. My job kind of screws with me, so my hips don't want to work right. And my right thigh sticks way out to the right. So you can correct me on that all the time if you like.
What I want you to think about, that's pretty normal actually, where most riders, if anything, are going to be a little bit like off to the right. But it's coming from the left hip. So even though like you're feeling like, oh my God, my right hip always wants to be like out here, it's really the collapsed left seat bone. So then you want to think going like this, going like a typewriter, like up, over, back to the middle.
Okay.
So even though it's like you feel the result in the right hip being off to the right, you want to think about taking your body back to the center and allowing your left leg to be long. She will also, through centrifugal force, want to also throw you off to the right, because that's, most saddles fall to the right, most riders fall off to the right, and then we collapse in the left seat, and then we bend the left leg too much and pull in the left rein, and the right leg is off and the right rein is soft, and then we're just like this. And the horse is like, I have you right where I want you. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I have only been in the saddle as much as she has, pretty much. So my strength is just nothing like it was when I was 20.
Yep.
It sucks.
Well, just go into a little like, oop, sorry, I pulled up
Okay.
the thing. Just go to your normal work. Kind of show me where you're at.
Go ahead. No. Good. There you go.
I actually
There.
want to stop. I wanted you to shorten your stirrups one hole.
They're bottom adjust and they're as high as they go, so we can wrap them.
Okay.
But I will not be able to do that all by myself.
No, I'm coming.
Oh.
You're so beautiful. Oops.
That one gets caught in the hair. Tear from the bottom.
Okay, got it. Oops. Okay.
Just rip it.
Oh my God. Okay.
So
Probably three, don't you think?
that would be about my guess. And that'll all.
Okay, try that. I'm gonna try. Well, I'm gonna try one down. Because she's so sensitive. If you have too loose of a leg, you will have to go to your rein.
Okay.
Does that feel?
I'd call that one up. Huh?
Does that feel shorter than it was before?
Yeah, it's definitely up one, at least.
Okay.
1.5.
So I'm on 4. Okay.
I'll have to find a new pair of these. They may have stretched.
Oh, I'm sure. Oops, sorry. Oops, sorry. There we go. Okay. Oh, I like that much better. Definitely shorter.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Because when you have a horse that's this way, just like, bah, you know, I want you to think about keeping her a little bit more organized through your knee.
Okay.
I don't want you to pinch it. I don't want you to be like, controlling you know? But I want you to think like you're like here.
Okay.
Kind of like a thunder shirt.
Give you a hug.
I just want to be close and with you. Because she's just in her nature is a bit of a ping pong. You know, she's like, you know. And so you want to like come to a place where she's just like with you. And this idea that like this part of your calf is your power, not down here, so that this leg is down, relax a little bit, kind of like reshaping your leg, and then you can think a little bit like knee down, heel down, and then kind of work your ankles, because that's one of the biggest things. What's going to happen is your heel is going to tighten up because the Achilles tendon gets so tight. Without riding, without actually like stretching them down all the time, they just tighten up. They like cease up. Same with our hips. So that's why just riding at all is like so great, you know, for that. So I want you to think about being able to be here and then keeping. I don't want this part to ever get like rubbed at like, I don't know, like some moleskin or like something to band-aid that. I want you to think about holding her more on your quad. Okay? So that this is part of your hoe, part of your focus on me, slow your shoulders down so your neck can go down, and this part of your hamstring here is part of your drive.
Okay.
So you're going to be able to like have this conversation like inside your riding pants of like engage your core, close the knee, wait for me, come with, because what happens with a sensitive horse is like their brain goes like that, and it's like levitated out of their brain, and then you gotta like bring the brain back.
Always.
Someone gets like that at horse shows, and I always find like I don't want you to be like, you know, but it has to be this feeling of relax again. Good. You can be sort of, the more you can be like here with your knee, the more you're going to be able to control this piece of her neck.
Okay.
This is where
That's what we're trying to access.
Exactly. So your knees and your hands, to be able to kind of like hold her torso, you're going to be able to get this piece to bow up, which is of course going to give you access to this whole power, which you know has a lot of power. You know what I mean? She's got a great, she's built beautifully.
Thank you.
You know, like she's beautiful. Look at your sexy muscles. Look at you.
So we're getting there.
So, because what she
Really
wants
lighten our
to do,
lungs.
what's difficult about Arabians is this piece of the neck. You know, she's very, and that halter type too. What she's gonna do is she's gonna tense through her jaw, and then like feel like, you're pulling on me. Overflex at the second vertebrae, and then underflex here. So we have to, in a way, get the whole neck a little bit lower and longer and softer. Now softer, 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 longer and down, so that this throat latch relaxes and she gets here. This is the, and you see how the muscle disappears, and there's a little vacancy right here. This is the most important part of her whole entire body for you in the next year.
Okay.
That you can get her to kind of like let go of these. These are the natural fighting muscles, which is also the scanning. This, you know, which you're all too familiar of. So that little muscle, and she's gonna toss her head because that's different, and it's gonna get tired. Like as you help her get this is gonna feel totally different. But let her go a little bit longer again, a little bit longer, a little bit longer. You're gonna see it slowly kind of pop out. Yes. This is where she has to go. She has to carry this neck in this kind of shape.
Okay.
And she'll relax through here, which will help her tension. This.
Okay.
Just like that. This is what happens. And then it disappears, and she overflexes, and it disappears. So again, we got to have on all your knees. Your knees are going to help control her torso, so that she's not running and she's not crooked. To get her to slowly do this with her neck, because now look, this isn't bulged out anymore. This isn't overflexed anymore, because we have to like under stress this and get this to work.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And of course then, submission of the the submission of the non-scanning animal, you know, is big. Just by placing her neck lower, you're automatically going to get so much more obedience. Good. There you go. Exactly. And I like, with a horse that's spooky, Richard goes a lot for the outside aids. I go a lot for the inside aids. I want the horse, every time I put my inside leg on, I want the horse's inside ear to react to that feel, to mind me. She needs to mind you. Yep, inside leg, nope, just put her on a small circle. Because now she's like, Mom, take your leg off me, don't put that on her. You know, and you have to be like, oh, you know what happens? My leg goes on even more. And not like, oh, you don't like that? You know, but it's just like training. The stimulation has to stay on until she does the right thing. If she tosses her head up and you take your leg off, she just learned, I don't want you doing that. When I throw my head, you do what I want. She just trained you. And so you have
I've been doing a lot of that.
Well, she's real smart, and she's really athletic, and then it's like really hard too, because then she's like really animated and excitable and not focused. So then you're like distracted by the fact that like, God, she just does not pay attention. You know what I mean? Inside leg, in the rhythm of her hind leg. So now, right leg, small circle. And feel like you can open the inside rein a little bit and yield her a little bit from your inside leg. Good. Stroke her on the outside. I would give.
Oh, you're totally going to throw me off now.
I know. Richard and I always like agree to disagree about this because I'm like,
good girl.
Good. I want her first to bend and yield and pay attention to me. So get her inside ear on you. Good. And you want to feel that she's going to draw onto your inside rein. because that's there. Now the walk became
Good.
more normal. Because
Good.
think about, and it's not that she's not going to go back to the outside rein situation either. But who's the one that makes the contact? Principle number probably 1. The horse is the one that makes the contact. So she's got this neck that's like jacked up all the time and she's busy looking in the bushes all the time.
Here.
You know, it's like, how the hell do I get you to focus on me?
Mm-hmm.
Put the inside leg on in the rhythm of when the inside hind leg comes forward. So it's now, 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 right leg, good. Yes, and I want you to, there. You just talked her neck down by talking the right, do you feel the difference?
Yep.
And then she's gonna like seek down and then she's gonna hit the end of the bit and like jostle her neck back up. Endless patience with that.
Good.
And now I would stroke the left side of her neck because I want her to feel I shall not fear the pressure of the bit. So first we need to get her to like feel the bit and then be okay with it. Do you know what I mean? And so we want, there you go. We want her to draw down into your inside ring finger.
Good.
Excellent. Feel the difference? When I have
Very
a
much so.
spooky horse, first thing I always go to, bend and yield. Yield what? Your rib cage. By doing what? Yielding your hind legs off the line, under your body, whatever you want to call it.
Thank you.
Because the activity of her inside hock
Good.
must raise the back and put the neck down. Step 1.
Good.
Excellent.
Extension reach. Nope.
And then when if she's going to pull that card out of her pocket, I would keep my right rein there. So if she's like, what? She's going to like hit the bit and be like, oh, ow, down. You're not going to put her on the bit. Do you know what I mean? But in that moment, it's a tiny bit of a side rein.
Okay.
That like if she chooses to pull on it, she will feel discomfort in her mouth, and that's not your fault. Because if you were to like put her in side reins, which are what? Elastic and consistent, she would be on the bit.
Yep.
So
Sure,
you've
it's very
got to
nice to
find
inside
that same way
Good.
to like be elastic and consistent. Very good. Great to see you. Hi.
Good.
I'm JJ. Nice to meet you. I'm really good friends with Allie. Your trip to Hawaii looked pretty awesome. Did you have a good time? It
Good.
was really cool to see all the pictures. Did you guys get to see some waterfalls?
Good.
You got the short end of the stick. That's right, exactly.
Where are you going over?
We are headed north the next week.
Good.
And then Allie stays in Maine, doesn't she?
Good.
I don't think I'm getting to. I don't think so, no.
Oh.
But I hope maybe they're going to send me to England to do like there's like a different tour that like maybe I could go for like the second group. But
Oh, good.
exactly, I'm in the runner-up group, you know.
Good.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't care. I'll go if you guys want to send me. But
Very nice. Good
great
girl.
to meet you.
No. You can hit that if you really want. Good.
Good. Excellent.
Good.
Good. And now take that into like the slowest, most boringest trot. And I would probably just sit. I would just sit and I want it to be like a slow western jog. Slow jog. Slow jog. Yes, love it. So now I want you to feel that you can feel each individual hind leg. And I want you to think a little bit right leg, right leg, right leg, right C-bone, right shoulder back. And give her a little bit of a shape on this right side. Good. And then stroke the left side. And say, I need you. The definition of bending is the raising and the stretching of the outside nuchal ligament. The nuchal ligament and the supraspinous ligament is exactly what she tightens when she puts her head up. So if you can, there you go. There you go. And then don't let her pull the reins out of your hands because then that's her way of sort of bossing the other end of the stick. You know what I mean? She's like, I got my head up. I got my head up. Fine, I'll put my head down. I'll put it down. You know, and it's like, you just have to like be in the middle. like freaking Goldilocks in the porridge. It has to be just right. She's like, that's too hot. That's too cold. And it's like, oh, lady. Good. Steady and stable. That she feels a little bit from your right ring finger. She feels your right seat. There you go. She feels your right seat bone and your right presence in the saddle through the right ring finger. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to help her right where your left fist is. That's the part of her body she needs to raise. Exactly. The abdominal muscles are working. You can see it on the videotape. The little ridge of muscle up to her stifle, that is her raising the back because she's engaged the core. Excellent. And she needs to learn to chew and go onto the bit. You know what I mean? That's hard for her. She's sensitive in the mouth. She's really alert and wants to constantly pay attention to everything else on the planet. And so it's really easy for her to get that, attention, high alert neck. And part of her, good job. Excellent. Now try to get her right ear with your right calf. Yes. And this is how it begins. Do you feel her back?
Yep.
It's like amazing. And now she's like stepping into the front footprint and swinging through the back. Excellent.
Good.
Do you feel that? It got even better. And then she
Yep.
automatically, she's like, and now I have suspension, and it's like, holy crap, like where did that come from? Her using her back. And the minute she goes, high alert neck, mincy steps, drops her withers, tightens her back, doesn't give you any place to sit, and skitters around the arena. Not allowed. Excellent. Good. Sit. Right leg, right seat bone, right rein, all one unit. Excellent. Because your right rein actually has to be more connected to your right seat bone than to your left fist. Does that make sense? So your right aids need to be more on a team than like seat, leg, and hands. It needs to be right aids and left aids.
Good.
Excellent. Because it gets super. Exactly. Sit. So she feels unified in her beat of her trot. Good. Yes. So when you start to train her, when I put my right leg on, I love it. When I put my right leg on number one, your ear comes back and you mind me. Slow her down again. She just got lost for a second. Slow down. Jump in. Right leg, right seat, right. Lull her into a dream-like state. Good. Right ring finger quiet. Yes, feel that? Now she connected.
Yep.
Now she clicked in. She totally connected to your seat right there. Good. Sit. And when she starts to leave you, close your knee and sit thunder shirter again.
Good.
I love it. But see, now you got to drive the runaway horse.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you're not like getting like run away with and she's spastic and, not paying attention. Jump in. She lost you. She lost herself. Help her find herself. Sit. Right seat, sit. Right ring finger on her. Sit. Right leg almost there. Right ring finger stable. Right seat bone connected. Almost there. She needs to come a little lower. There you go. Exactly. Walk a second and process this. So, I don't disagree with Richard. When he long lines and I have horses that are tricky, I totally agree. It's not wrong. But when I am riding a spooky, hot-tempered, high-necked athlete, I have to find a way to get her to focus on me. Yeah. And mares are different. And unless you've trained mares and sat on mares, and I mean, there's a piece of the herd that's called the sentry. She's the one who's like, oh my God, you guys, you see that in the bushes? Shit. You know, oh my God, that leaf. Whoa, the dog. Whoa, you know, and it's just like, she is the alert. She's like the alertest of the group.
Good.
There's the boss mare, there's the second mare, there's the sentry. And then you got like the rest of the herd. And she's
Not the
the
rest of
one
the herd.
who's like, we got to pay attention. Those are usually your difficult mares. I had one that used to bolt. I have another one who spooked all the time, like everything, all the time. Oh my God! And those are the ones that like are by nature the ones who alert the rest of the herd to what's scary out there. So yeah, you have one who's very sensitive. The good news is
she's sensitive.
She's sensitive, and as sensitive as she is to an environment, she will eventually one day be that sensitive to your aids. And at the end of the day, don't we all want to ride a horse where we think something and they do it?
Yep.
And she has a capacity. Sometimes these big dumb geldings, God bless them, I love them. But like big, thick, dumb geldings are like, what? You're going to kick me, I won't do it. You know what I mean? So then it's like a physical ride, and you're never going to feel that like I'm breathing and we're in unity and in one breath.
Good.
You know, that's like incredible. So let's go again back to that sitting trot, and it's so important because think about it. We have to get her to raise and stretch her nuchal ligament. Well, the good news, bending, that's the definition of bending. The raising and stretching of the outside nuchal ligament. So, sit down, stay in your right seat. Even though I know you're going left, I want there. Did you feel it? You just got more centered in your seat, and she reacted to that.
Yep.
Good. It's a very, very, very mild version of Lori's horse. You gotta still ride the right knee and your right elbow and your right ring finger. Because she still needs to seek and come up. Oh, you feel that?
Yeah.
She's suspended.
Yeah. That's why I bought a yearling when I wanted a dressage horse.
Exactly.
She can do it.
Keep your fingers closed. Keep your right ring finger closed. Yes.
Good.
Yes. Keep your knees. Super. This is the rhythm that you must keep for the whole summer. And your seat just keeps this, like now you're kind of bouncing the basketball with your seat.
In a good way?
Yes.
Okay.
In the only way.
Sure.
Because your seat should trot her, not the other way around.
Good.
And before, like she has a tendency to ride you.
Yes.
I'm fast. I'm spooky. I'm speeding. I'm tight in my back. Blah, blah. And then the riding becomes really like reactive. Good.
Yes.
Sit the neck long.
No, we lost it.
Sit. She got lost. Help her find it. Help her find it. Yes. Good. Now, because she's got her nose to the right ever so slightly, with staying stacked up on the right side of your body, I want you to add your left calf in a rhythm with the inside hind leg, okay? So, right elbow stable, right ring finger closed. Feel the left hind, left. Close your knees though, because she can't interpret your leg for speed. Okay. Good. Right side aligned. Awesome. Feel it?
Yep.
There it is. That's the money trot.
Good.
And then she's going to slowly float away from you because that's what her brain does.
Good.
You're going to close your knee and stay there.
Good.
Stay there. Love it. That was a half halt. Did you pull on the rein at
Didn't touch them.
No.
She wasn't touched.
You didn't even touch the rein. You just slowed down with your seat, and she was like, boom, came right back.
Keep yourself active.
Good.
Good girl. I know we're tired.
Sit.
Good.
Find it. Sit taller in your chest. Good. I love it. Tall in your chest.
Good.
Fabulous. Oh, get her attention because I don't want her spooking at the shovel. Keep your right side. Keep your right side. Good left leg. Nice. Good left leg, left leg. Sit. Sit, close your knee. There you go. Love it. There you go. Just gotta go like this for the whole summer. You can repeat this lesson till December when I come back. Yes! And she's gonna experiment with that. Because she has got to pull her neck out of her back.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
I mean, that's...
Good.
Sit. Oh, close your knee. Someone's thinking about spooking. Someone's thinking about spooking.
There.
Close the knee. Sit into her.
Good.
Add your inside calf. She's running.
Nope.
Good. Find your rhythm. Find. Yes.
Good.
Yes. Yes.
Good.
Find your rhythm.
Nope.
As rounder, deeper, left leg. Awesome. Good. Good. Left leg. Love it. Sit. Keep your fingers closed. Because she's experimenting. She's like, woo, this feels pretty good. I'm going to pull my neck down a little farther. Yeah.
Good. No,
Love it.
good.
Love it.
Good.
Ooh.
Nice.
Feel that?
Nice.
Good.
Good girl.
Super.
Good.
Walk and pet her.
Good.
Fabulous.
Good girl. Reach out for it. Not that far.
Well, and she's going to probably like shake
Good
her
girl.
neck and snort and like pull it away because it's going to get fatigued.
Yeah.
She actually has a really long neck in which she functions short.
Yeah.
Like this.
All the time.
All the time. What's that? You know?
Good girl.
And so you have to like teach her, she has to have a long neck.
Good girl. No. That was almost it.
Close your knee. And try not to go too much side to side.
Okay.
Let your hips move forward. And then slow the push of the power with your knee, which will automatically slow your seat. Very good.
Good. No, cycle through. Good. No.
Hold on a second. Oh, Amy Boyer, what time are we doing dinner?
Oh, Amy's worked with her too. I said Amy's worked with her too. She knows all about the craziness. Good. Good. No. Good. 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 Now take it down. Good.
Okay. Oh, wow. Take that to trot. Just like that.
Just like that.
Trust
All
your
right.
knee. Trust your knee. Close your knee. Close your knee. Slow. 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 This is the therapeutic part. Like, this horse is gonna trot like hell. She's already so suspended. You know what I mean? Ooh. Ooh.
Yep.
She's gonna be like, you know how like Gideon kicks into his fancy trot?
Yeah.
Like,
Is that
she's
too
gonna
much?
have a gear like that. Good. Close your knees. No
Listen
running.
out, then close
Slow.
the knees.
Slow. Keep your fingers closed. Keep your fingers, because it's not free trot.
Okay.
It's long shape trot.
Nope.
Slow. Slow. Connect there.
Yeah,
Sit.
no.
Sit. 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 Close your knees. Close
Now
your
she
knees.
can't rip me out of the saddle anymore.
Exactly. Slow.
Good. Nope.
Hands down. Don't care. Close your knees. Close your knee. Close your knee. Yes. Change direction.
Good.
Half circle left, half circle right. Small. 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 Exactly. She's a very handy horse. Slow down. Close your knees. Slow. Slow down. Slow.
Good.
Slow. Jump into her body. Her body's your body. Slow down. Love it. Stroke her left neck. Slow down. right leg, right seat bone, right ring finger, sit, sit, sit. Find the rhythm, almost there, almost there. She's listening, she's thinking, she experimented. She found it, she lost it, she's experimenting. Feel her kind of pull on the bit.
Yep.
She's just, now she found it. Totally different.
Yep.
This for the next 11 years. this totally different function of her body.
Good girl.
And she totally tracks up behind. It's not like going slow makes her take tiny steps behind.
No.
She's into the front footprints.
Good.
Because she uses her back.
Good.
Good.
Yeah, I searched very far and wide for a Arab that could actually be a real dressage horse.
Knees. Sit, sit, close your knees, sit, 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 rhythm with your seat, rhythm with your seat, right leg, right leg, good, sit, close your knee, fingers closed, inside leg, you gotta let it go side to side, because you want the hind legs to go to the bit, not out side to side.
Okay.
Close your knees, sit, sit. Love it. Good. Good. And is she a tiny bit behind the vertical sometimes? Yes.
Good.
Are we okay with that? Yes, we are.
Good.
Fabulous.
Love the next foot together.
I love it.
Good. Good girl. Good girl.
Let her walk on a little longer rein. So, what happens with the canter?
Depends. It's been improving. Yeah, let's try it out.
Okay.
Her departs are a little clumsy.
Don't change everything you just did.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
I did, didn't I?
Choked up on the reins because I said canter.
I did. You did. And I did.
You're like, guilty. I did do that. So go back to that same metronomic, boring trot. Nope, not boring enough.
Nope.
Too fancy.
Nope.
This is like my discussion with Dakota every single day. Not so much, dude. Less.
Right.
Less. Slow down. Sit.
Good.
Sit. Sit. Sit.
Good.
Good. Right leg. Right leg. Right leg. Right seat bone. You can shorten the rein 1/2 inch, but she cannot shorten her neck.
Nope.
Find it.
Good.
There you go. Find it. She's got to be so committed to the bit before you ask for the canter.
Good.
Right.
Come on.
Right. Leg's just pooping. Keep going. Keep going.
Explains it. She has a hard time trotting and pooping.
It's okay.
She doesn't think she's capable.
I have 3 of those in my stable. So.
Come on.
Sit.
No.
Sit. Sit. Keep her connected to your seat. Good. Right leg. Slow down. Close your knee. Sit in there.
There.
Sit in there.
We're getting there.
Right leg.
Good.
Right leg. Good. Organize and canter.
And that's her preferred lead.
Turn left. Go left. We love left lead. It's not wrong. She picked up canter. And wide step. Close your knee.
Good, there you are.
Good. Love it.
Good. Thank you.
Back to trot. Yeah.
There's a lot of power in that one.
Change your direction. Still want to get to that right lead. And why does she pick up the left lead? Because
right hind's weak.
Left is easier.
Come on. Good.
Good. So small circle.
Nope. Good.
Super. Small circle. Organize the bending. As you're approaching back to the track, that's when you're going to go to the canter.
Good.
Let her canter onto your right rein. Right rein.
Good.
Right rein.
Oops, you can do it.
Nope. Doesn't matter. Back to trot. 10-meter circle.
Yes.
Close
Balance.
your knee. Close your knee.
Yes.
Small circle.
Good.
Soft. Pet her on the left neck.
Good.
Good. Keep your right seat.
Good.
Wait. Don't canter yet. Don't canter yet. Inside leg. Bending. Because it's not a cantering problem. It's a bending problem.
It's a bending problem, and it's the right hind leg problem. Good.
Well, because what makes a horse bend? Engaging the inside hock. What hock's on the inside? The right one.
We don't like
If
that
she
one yet.
really had a weak right hind leg, her left lead canter would suffer.
Yeah, and once she's in it, she's fine. She's just coming into it. A lot of times I'll use like a small cavaletti to start her on it. If she's being a little, just like, wow, that's hard. Good girl.
Good. Good. Left rein close to the withers. Open your right rein. And like as you, yes. Yeah, there you go.
I know, there's got to be a buck in it once in a while.
Right hand low near the withers. Good. Right leg on gently.
Good.
Nice job.
Good.
Nice job.
Good. There's your canter.
Nice.
Good. Nope.
Good. Right rein stable. Every other language but English. Slow down. Good. Small circle to the right. Every other language but English says pick up the canter onto the right rein.
Okay.
So take that literally. Let her canter onto your inside rein.
Come on. Thank you. Good. There.
Well done. And she's like, I'm going to do a fine.
No.
So change direction. Change direction. Keep canter. Keep canter. So she learns, oh, I didn't get out of work, but I picked it up the wrong way and kicking up.
Hey, snarkish mare. Hi. No, you still don't get to do that.
Now
Okay, back
sit
together.
Trot. Sit the trot. Let it go. Ignore it. She's just trying to get you go. She's like, how about that? Like, dreamlike state. Slow down. So now she's alert in her eye and prick forward with her ears. Get her back to where she was. And if that means you don't canter again, it doesn't matter.
Good.
It means you must practice the state of being, which is calm.
Until you live here.
Exactly.
There's nowhere else.
I've never told one of my horses, like, there's nothing in the bushes. Like, 3 deer run out. And I'm like, okay, I was wrong. My bad. You know, so they do know, because otherwise it have all been eaten and we wouldn't be even doing this if they didn't have that.
No.
Good. Sit. Don't let her pull you out of the tack. It's her same way of being bossy.
Yep. Good.
Sit. Jump in the saddle. Sit down. Sit. Get her attention. Sit down. She's lost. Close your knee and be like, Thundershirt. Here I am. Stay there. Let her find her way out. Yes. Let her find her way out. Keep your knees, keep your seat, keep your ring fingers. That's a girl. See, she finds it.
She does.
But the minute you get like running after her, you know, it's like you got to stay stable with what you want and let her find it underneath you.
Okay.
Good. Sit. Good. Keep your ring finger. She's not through the wither yet. She's figuring it out. Close your knee. There, she found it. And she's going to do that. That's a horse that isn't used to using the top line. They'll like feel it and then like push through it. And then they'll back away from it. And she'll like touch it and then she'll like go away from it. Exactly. You need to have her touch it and lock onto it. Yes. Change direction. Sit. Close your knee. Every time she does her neck like that, she's lost her balance. Close your knee and be like, I'm right here. That's a girl. Stroke her on the left neck. Feel her on your right ring finger. Right seat bone, right ring finger are the same.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Sit. Inside leg. Sit. Close your knee. She's lost. Close your knee. And be like, you cannot trot my seat.
Good.
This is the beat that we are going,
Good.
period. There is not a committee deciding this. I am the boss of you. Which is always a conversation with Mary. She's like,
Mm-hmm.
do what I want. And you're like, you do what I tell you.
Good.
Nice. Sit, 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 sit.
Good.
Wonderful. Oh, keep it. Close your knee. Close your knee.
Good.
Sit, sit, right. Ah. This is what we call when a horse opens up its back.
Good.
Excellent. Excellent.
Good.
Love it. 1 inch longer your rein. Sit. Only 1 inch. Not 3. Just 1. Elbows. Close your knee. Ride her from your seat. Sit. Sit. Close your knee. She's thinking about running. Slow down. Jump in. Slow down. She's thinking about running. When she runs, she's going to spook. Because as you allow more freedom with the rein, her brain sort of floats out of her body. And you gotta like get the brain back in the body with no rein. Sit, sit, slow, slow, close your knee, bounce down. Aha! That's a different mindset. You know what I mean?
Good, yep.
That is a, let me stare at the dirt because I trust you and I've given away my DNA because I'm now trained and not feral. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That changes a horse. Long
girl.
rein, that was awesome.
Good girl. Good. Oh,
So,
wow.
Yeah.
You can go
Think
somewhere
about
now.
that and kind of start to add that into what you were doing with Richard.
Okay.
But that for me is always where I go on a horse like this.
Okay.
You know, that's like high strung and high necked and like tough to get focused. I always go to these insight aids.
Okay.
And a horse that's like really kind of fussy in the bit, not fussy, sensitive.
Yeah.
You
Very.
know,
To everything.
she's not that fussy, but she's definitely sensitive. You know, so then it's like what you want. You know, what happens with a horse like this? I always am like, it's like you're going into an aviary and you got all these birds like flying around you, and you need to like have one sit on a perch on the stick. And so you've like got your stick and you're like, you know, like you're in there, and you try not to freak out because there's like 1,000 birds. And you're like, sit here, get on my perch, perch here, bird. You know what I mean? And they're like, blah, you know, all these birds. That's how she is on the bit.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to, and so what do? You need to just like hold, be still, be quiet, and let the bird come to you to land on your stick. That's the bit. If you are constantly like moving the bit around to chase her neck around, it just amps it up. She's already, let her have a long rein.
Okay.
No reason to amp up. If she is unsafe to stand like that,
Yeah, she's fine.
then
Once she's.
because she needs to do that with her neck.
Yeah.
Because she wants to put it down. But standing here, you shorten the reins, she's like, you know, and then it's like, you know, no.
Mm-hmm.
Be in your feet, brain in your head, listening like a little soldier. And so that's the same thing with the bit. Stabilize the bit. Teach her how to like land like that bird onto the bit. She has to like find the bit, not fear it, not be sensitive to it, and like feel that on the corner of her mouth, she can feel weight and she's comfortable with it. Which is why then I'm like, she needs, with your right ring finger, she needs to feel like your seat bone, like seat bone and ring finger are the same. So she's like, okay, I feel the bit and I'm not afraid, I'm not oversensitive, I'm not here, you know, and I'm gonna like step my hind leg under, raise my back and push to the, push to the contact. Then when she's like, oh, I'm stretching my outside of my body, bending, paying attention, raising my back up, dropping my neck down, stop spooking, stop running, all these things. Then you can say, I have the right, because she has seeked the bit, I now have an outside rein. Because for me, an outside rein doesn't exist because it has to do with bending. If she's not bending, there is no outside, there is a rein on the outside of the arena, closer to the woods, but it's not an outside rein. Because in order to be an outside rein, she first has to bend.
Has to give you that whole body.
Exactly,
stretch.
and that's what she gave you. And when she gave you that, when she gave you true bending, she also gave you like everything. You know, so like that was the thing. It was like as soon as you teach her the concept of trusting the bend and seeking the bit, she's gonna do everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then go walk and trot with a super long rein.
Okay.
Because that will change your life.
And I think changing direction too, because she, as soon as you want to change direction, she's like, again, heads up.
Exactly. And then like do little turns, and then walk and trot and walk and trot and do slow trot. I don't care if you go faster than this the whole summer. You will be amazed how powerful she is.
Okay.
In the fall.
Yeah, that's, like I said, I kind of searched high and low for something that could have that kind of power, and the squat on her,
Let her have a longer rein.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, when Richard first put her on the long line, she was pretty much in, she was just like amped, so she was like in that up, and she was just.
Her head like that because she's always overflexed here.
Okay.
And so it gets crampy.
Okay.
So she has to like, she's not being a turd when she's like, sometimes mares are sensitive and have an attitude and have an opinion. But we need to unfold this, which is why I would be like, I would stand here and just like let her just shake it out, snort it out, do this, whatever she needs to do, because she needs to elongate this, and she needs to feel like that's okay to do that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really great.
I've been trying to figure it out, but
well, it was a great piece to add to all your great work that you've been doing.
Yeah.
You're really Richard loves her, and you're really on the right way. And for me, it's like, when I ride something like this, I'm like, I totally want it to be on the outside rein. I get that. But she's not really bending enough.
It works when he helps me with it. But when it's me by myself, I can't put her on the outside rein to get her around the inside rein. Like, just that concept kind of gets lost.
Yeah.
And, that's kind of where I want to be. It's like I want to fiddle with the inside to get her ears on me and the focus inward rather than.
Especially when you move to this ring. And it's like so much more stuff.
Yeah, that one is only scary down there, so.
Exactly. That's a safe zone. I totally get that.
Yeah. No, the shovels didn't bother her. It's the hole in the woods. That's what really gets her.
She's like, well, that's like a horse-eating animal shape path that's going to come out and grab me.
Do you guys want to try to keep the Pixio going? All right. You might be smart to put it on the charger for a little bit. It seems to be working. And
So just this side down?
yeah, just get it flat on the magnet to where the red charging light comes on. It's still recording, so it'll record audio.
Okay.
Uh-oh, it got lost. Hopefully it's. That did. I'm going to ride around and see if all my. It should be pointing that way.
The Pixio.
There it is. It's like, I don't know where you are. Where are you? I'm over here. They're getting a close-up of the shovel.
It's trying to find the watch, isn't it, Cass?
Oh, okay.
The watch fell off?
No, we've got the watch on the charger.
Oh.
So it's behind it.
Oh.